What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of BOP. This is your boy AD with Leo in the building. We got two special guests for our breakdown for week one against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves. Y'all go ahead, fellas.
Well, I started off, how y'all doing? I'm known as Good Guy Jay. You know, on Twitter, it's at the Good Guy Jay. Um, Colt fan, avid Colt fan, ready to give y'all some good information on how we're going to smack the Texans around this week.
So my name is Chris. I go by C. Lou, host of Drop Balls podcast. You can find me on Twitter at Drop Balls Pod. You know, I've been talking to these guys for a minute on Twitter. We go back and forth. I'm a Colts fan, of course, so you know that's how that go. Even though I got the Baltimore thing back there, that's for my son. He's a Lamar fan, so you know I had to get that for him. But yeah, that is what it is, man.
That's what's up, man. Thank y'all for joining in on the episode, man. For the breakdown. We're probably gonna have y'all back when we go down to Indy later on in the season. So but
Sure.
let's start it off. You know, this is division rivals. This is highly anticipated first week of the season. Everybody amped up, you know, preseason over with, everybody ready to go. You know, what are y'all thoughts, outlook, you know, overall about the team? And then we'll go into the matchups and everything like that.
You
No,
want to
you can
start
go
off,
ahead,
good
sis.
guy? All right. So yeah, I mean, overall for the team, I like where we at. I know we're not gonna have Shaq this week, but I would rather have him at 100% than to not have him at all. So you know, I like where we at. We do have some depth behind him. I would love to have another veteran receiver in the receiving room, but as of now, you know, this is where we at. Uh, you know, we hoping Matt Ryan can just be better than Carson Wentz last year. I know it's not really saying a lot, but you know, we just hoping he can be better than Carson Wentz because in all the Carson Wentz numbers look good. You know, 26 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, or something like that. They look good on paper, but if you watch the games, it wasn't all it was cracked up to be, man.
Right.
So you know, we just hoping that we gonna take it week by week, see what we got out there. Hoping the team gels together like we expected to. Um, and see where we go from there, man.
Um, to piggyback off what Chris was saying, the boy Shaq not playing, which I kind of expected. Being in the spaces with you guys, you kind of heard me talk about that, or heard me talk about that a couple of days ago. I'd rather have him for the rest of the year than just something crazy happen this week one. The team so far, I think we've gotten better pretty much at every position. Um, Mike Pittman got another year under his belt. We got the boy Alec Pierce from Cincinnati coming in. Big receiver, big target, and Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, hopefully he can be. I'm not gonna say he's gonna redo his MVP year, but something similar to it. Um, on the other side of the ball, we got Stephon Gilmore, to show up the corner spot. Uh, we got Yannick, you know. I'm pretty sure he's gonna play next to Buck. Um, he has been. Uh, I think our pass rush is going to be much improved this year. As long as everybody stay healthy. I know Quiddy's dealing with something right now. Quiddy Pay, rookie from last year, and Nick Cross from Maryland. Shout out to the Terps. He's our starting strong safety, a rookie. You know, across from Julian Blackman, who last year we lost to. He tore his Achilles in week 7. So I'm really excited. If I could say I'm excited about one thing, I'm excited to see how our defense going to be. We got Gus Bradley coming over from the Raiders. So yeah, pretty excited.
Yeah, man, it's a lot to be excited for, man. I ain't even gonna hold you. You know, and we'll go ahead and break down the Texans too. You know, we got new pieces all around the board too. We added Tyler Johnson from the Buccaneers, OJ Howard from the Buffalo Bills. You know, those are kind of going to be integral parts to our team going forward, especially this year. On the offensive side of the ball, we got that rookie running back Damian Pierce. Showed hella burst, hella juice in the preseason. Expecting big things out of him. And on the defensive side of the ball, we kind of reinforced that defensive line with Jerry Hughes, Mario Addison, Rasheem Green, and a few more other players. And we got some, unsung rookies as well. Coming in, Kern Heinisch, undrafted from
Mhm.
the game, who's been playing hella good, hella well. And then in the secondary, you already know it's Derek Stingley and Jalen Petrie. Dynamic duo coming in, two rookies that's about to, shut the league down, man. They hellified players, man. And they already proven that preseason practice. They showing they the real deal already, man. Leo, you got any thoughts before we go right into it?
Oh no, you pretty much knocked it out. I mean,
Yeah.
we improved a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like just throughout, pretty much damn near, really the secondary, the defensive line. And then like you said, looking forward to, Laramie Thompson coming back in and then, also Kenyon Green. Hopefully, I mean, I know that he's not number one on the depth chart right now, but you never know what will happen in games. So we definitely got some bright spots, looking forward for sure.
Mhm. So let's talk about matchups. What matchup? Because we're gonna kind of go through the whole, shebang, the trenches, the specialty players. We're gonna kind of go through everything. What matchup do you guys really want to kind of focus on as a Colts fan when it comes to that the trenches? Anybody specifically on defensive line, offensive line versus the Texans offensive line, defensive line?
I just want to see our defensive line as a unit.
Mhm.
I think you know, outside of Laramie Tunstall on your side, I was talking with Leo earlier. The only other big name that I'm pretty versed with is Britt, the dude that came from Seattle. I think off of what I've seen from us, I think we'll I don't like saying dominate, but I think we'll dominate y'all. You feel me? But you know, but I think y'all put up a fight, but I think um I think our defensive line is definitely probably by the end of the year probably be top 10 if not better. Um Again, like I said, we got Yannick coming over, and we already had the three dudes, Quiddy Pay, Big Grove, and Buckner. Um, Out of all four of them, I think the most unsung person is Grover Stewart. He makes a lot of things possible for everybody else on the line. So just seeing how they work against your guys, I think that's one of the biggest things I'm looking for because everything everything goes off of up front in football, either on the offensive line or defensive line. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, when it anything you got, Sela?
Yeah, nah, I was just gonna say, I mean, pretty much the same thing. I'm just looking forward to seeing what our defensive line can do. Watching preseason, it looked like our second unit on the defensive line, they got a lot more pressure than the first unit did. So I don't know if that's a sign of things to come, or if they were just kind of holding back and just going through the motions or whatever. Because the second unit is mostly dudes that's going to try to make the team, or they don't necessarily have like a solidified roster spot. So maybe they were just going a little bit harder than the first unit. So hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. Hopefully our first unit, we get Grover Stewart going, we get Buckner, Yannick, and Quiddy Pay going. I'm looking forward to seeing how this attacking defensive front looks because back with Eberflus, they weren't really attacking. They were just they sit back, kind of just take on blocks. But now they're attacking upfield, trying to create pressure. So it's going to be exciting to see what they do with that. I really want to see how we stop the run, man. That's the biggest thing because I know I like Damian Pierce a lot. So, if you win in the trenches, then you can stop the run game. So I'm just trying to see what we do against the run. I think Damian Pierce is going to be special. So we gotta do something with that, man.
Yeah, and for me, the offensive line for the Texans has been one of the most concerning things on our roster, the trenches in general. But the offensive line, and I think this is going to be, we're going into this season finally with a full, healthy, and competent offensive line with Kenyon Green, with Laramie Tunsil finally healthy, with Titus Howard playing at his natural tackle position, with Britt, he was off and on all last year, injured, out, back and forth. Finally a healthy Britt, and we brought in AJ Cann from the Jacksonville Jaguars, who was their longtime guard at starter. So just a retooled offensive line, healthy offensive line, and finally a true test, because every preseason game you would think you're gonna play some tests or whatever, especially with Laramie Tunsil not playing at all in the preseason. And mostly, the Rams didn't play their starters, the 49ers didn't play their starters much, so you finally got a true test in this season to see what we really are. And if the offensive line is great, then Damian Pierce gonna run wild. So, that's what I'm really, really trying to see. And Leo, you got anything?
Yeah, man. I mean, not to, I guess, continue on everything that y'all have been saying, but like, I mean, just when you look at what it's supposed to be like, probably the strength of our team, it should really be the O line with with Tonsil, and shit. We have 3 first-round picks on our O line, so we need to start seeing a return, on that. And I think with the scheme change, with Pep Hamilton coming in, what I'm saying, with a running back that is fresher than any running back we've had in the past few years, and then just probably has, I mean, probably has more, some of the most attitude damn near that we've ever had. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily talented, talent, Arian Foster. There was this whole thing. I don't know if y'all know about this. It was this whole thing between like, oh, Damian Pierce is there, Arian Foster, all this shit. Obviously, I'm talking about just attitude. I mean, I can't remember the last time we've had a guy on offense that's had that much attitude. You know what I'm saying? And just showed that much emotion in general. So I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I think, but I mean, obviously, running back is a position that's dependent on what's in front of them. So I think that we need to have people opening up holes for him, and seeing what he could do after that. But yeah, for sure. I mean, when you look at y'all's D line, y'all have probably like a top 3, top 5, what I'm saying, defensive tackle and Buckner, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And like, the pieces y'all have around him, and Yannick, I think Yannick is a very good scheme fit. Same thing with Quiddy Pay. So, I mean, a lot of guys got to just, I mean, shit, our line, they should come in with a chip on their shoulder and like really just, look to prove themselves. You know what I'm saying? First game of the season, for sure.
Yeah, since we on the trenches, are there any questions on y'all offensive line? And outside of Quentin Nelson and Ryan Kelly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it is,
Hell
man.
yeah. And I think it's been that way for a couple of years, the left tackle.
Mhm.
Of course, everybody knows the left tackle is probably the best position. Well, it's supposed to be the best position on the offensive line. Yeah, I'm worried. I wasn't as worried as last year because I didn't like the Eric Fisher signing. I get it. I get why we signed him, but yeah, that's probably my biggest concern. But with that concern, I also know that we got JT and Naheem, and that'll probably bring take some of the pressure off of Matt. And Matt can get the ball out quick, so I'll trust in his experience, and trust our running game to kind of slow your guys down.
Yeah. Anything you got, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, just like what good guy was saying, left tackle, Matt Pryor don't have a lot of experience playing left tackle, so that's a little concerning. But like you said, if we can get JT going, then that can kind of help slow down the pass rush. And so if he gets going, then maybe your defenders, your defensive line, they sitting back a little bit more rather than trying to go get the quarterback. So that's all I'm hoping. Quentin Nelson's going to do his thing. Ryan Kelly's going to do his thing, and Braden Smith going to do his thing. So really, for me, it's just the right guard position and the left tackle position, because Penta, this is his first year starting too, since we let go of Glowinski. We let him walk in free agency. So it's just one of those things where hopefully, hopefully throughout the season they hold up. Hopefully for this game they hold up, and we can let Matt Ryan cook, do what he do, and let JT go out there and do what everybody know he can do.
Mm-hmm. So we do have, quite a bit of edge rushers that's going to be rotating in and out. One that the matchup I'm really trying to see is Matt Pryor versus Double O. He came from LA, from the Rams, and he's a hellified pass rusher. He got speed for days. How does Pryor handle the speed, on that edge at left tackle? And how, the same with Jerry Hughes. Y'all had him before, so y'all know Jerry Hughes, he can still go, man. He named the captain, he kind of showed out in that last preseason game as well, getting pressure. Really didn't look like he lost a step, much. So that, to me, that left tackle, I was just looking at it, the left tackle. I'm like, hey, that may be a problem, but other than that, man, it's gonna be very, very competitive in the trenches. I think that both teams, have shown a propensity to, kind of be solidified. I think y'all defensive line is solidified. From where we are as an organization, we've solidified the position to a point where we should be competitive in the trenches. And so I think that it's gonna be an interesting matchup and kind of exciting. To me, I love the trenches, so I'm be watching that all day long. If we want to go ahead and move on, let's move outside. What do y'all think about the tight end and linebacker matchup and receiver and cornerback and safety matchup?
Yeah, so as far as like the tight ends and the linebackers, for y'all, like I know your linebackers, they can move like them boys. I watched them during preseason, and them boys, they fly to the ball. As far as coverage, I'm not really certain on how good they are in coverage, but with like Mo Alley Cox and Colin Granson, Granson's the smaller tight end, so he's going to do a lot of the maybe not necessarily going across the middle, but like getting the yak. He's going to get those short to intermediate routes and where he can turn upfield and go, because he has the speed and all of that stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing how, because he didn't get a lot of burn last year. So I'm looking to see how he fares in this new role, because he's the second tight end on that depth chart now, with Jack Doyle retiring, Mo Alley Cox moving into that starter role, and Jelani Woods not quite, he's still raw, because I mean he hasn't played a lot of tight end in his career. He was a quarterback, a wide receiver, and then he played tight end his last season at Virginia. So he's still a little raw. So he wasn't able to move up, the depth chart much. But it's just gonna be to see what they all can do against you all's linebackers. I'm mad we don't have Drew Ogletree anymore, because he tore his ACL during camp. But I mean, he was one of the bright spots in camp at the tight end position. He was making plays left and right in camp. So I was ready to see that. But as far as outside, we're gonna see if Michael Pittman steps into that true number one role this year. Paris Campbell, man, we already know with Paris Campbell, like, we just hope the man can stay healthy, man. Like, we just hope
one
this man
season,
can give
man.
us
Just one season.
just
Please,
at least
Lord.
give us at least 10 games, dog. Like, you played 15 games in 3 years, so we just hoping he can at least stay healthy and give us something, because we know when he's out there, the talent is there. We've all seen the talent from Paris Campbell, so it's just one of the things, like, when he's healthy, dog. Like, but it's just when. Like, when are you gonna be healthy? So hopefully that happens this year. I'm looking forward to seeing what Alec Pierce can do against you all secondary. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be going up against Stingley much. I'm pretty sure y'all going to put Stingley on Michael Pittman because I think that's y'all best corner, in my opinion. And so I think Pierce to be lining up against who's y'all other corner? Steven Nelson.
Steven Nelson. Yeah, Steven
Yeah,
Nelson.
he'll be lining up against Steven Nelson a lot. So I'm looking forward to that matchup. Now, as far as y'all's, you know, I want to see. So look, I'm a Miami Hurricane fan, so I want to see Brevin Jordan do good, just not against us. Just save that for later on against the other teams. Week 2, week 3, you can go ahead and do what you got to do in those weeks. But week 1, week 7, or week 18, just go out there and suck. Like, just go out there and don't do nothing. I want to see my boy do good though. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Nico Collins has transitioned into his second year. I like our corners. I want to see. I don't know who Stephon Gilmore is going to be. I would assume Brandon Cooks. But also, I mean, I know Gus Bradley don't really move his corners around a lot. So if Cooks is in the slot, he's going to be covered by Kenny Moore, who people say is the best slot corner in the league. So I'm looking forward to that matchup a lot because I love Brandon Cooks. I think he's one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL. He's done it with every quarterback where he's put up 1,000 yards with like 6 straight seasons or something like that. Whether it was with New Orleans, whether it was with the Patriots, with y'all, like he that man gives everybody that work. So I'm looking forward to that matchup to see what happens with Kenny Moore and Brandon Cooks. I know Kenny Moore's coming in with a chip on his shoulder, especially after those last 2 games last season where he was getting cooked. Like, no pun intended. He was getting cooked, man. Like, Renfro gave him that work, and then whoever on the Jaguars gave him that work. So I know he's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder this year. So I'm just looking forward to those matchups, really.
So do you think, let me ask you this question before you go, big guy. Do you think that Moore is going to follow Cooks?
I don't think he's going to follow him, but I think if he's lined up in the slot, that's where Kenny Moore will be. Okay. Gus Bradley doesn't really like, if you remember from like the Seattle days and stuff, he doesn't move his corners around a lot. They don't travel. I mean, now I will say over preseason, I have seen some cover one. I've seen Stephon Gilmore going from side to side. So I don't know if he's changed a little bit in his philosophy just because he's on a new team, new head coach, and maybe, kind of taking up some of old boy's philosophy. Our head coach, I can't even think of his name right now, Frank Wright. Taking up some of his philosophy, even though I know he's an offensive coordinator, but they still have their defenses that they like and stuff like that. So I don't know if he's taking on some of that, but we'll see week 1. I know they didn't show a lot in preseason. They didn't show a lot offensively or defensively in preseason. So we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah. What about you, good guy?
Yeah, piggyback off of what Ely was saying, I'm really pumped to see what our wide receivers do with y'all corners specifically. Pretty much like we all probably think. Pittman is probably going to go against Stingley. It should be a good matchup. I want to know if the hype is real for Stingley. From what I've seen, so far in the preseason and in college, shorty tough. So, but I think Pittman can answer the call. As far as like our linebackers versus our tight ends, I know our linebackers are athletic. So OJ Howard coming over, he pretty much gonna test us. But I think Gus Bradley plays a lot of cover 3, so we'll probably have Nick Cross cover him. I believe so. And y'all offense, like Celie was saying, Cooks, man, he's the epitome of consistency. So we definitely gonna have our work cut out for us. Outside of Stephon Gilmore and Kenny Moore, Isaiah Rodgers got to prove something to us. Prove that he can handle his own. Because every week he gonna get tested because a lot of people probably not gonna throw stuff on way. And Kenny pretty much sold it up as one of the best, if not the best, slot corner in the game. So yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty good. Like Celie was saying, week one, I don't think we put all our stuff out there. Um, so I think we definitely gonna see some new stuff mixed in with some stuff we already seen in the preseason. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty exciting. I want to see what EJ Speed's gonna do though. He's gonna work out. With Shaq not playing, he definitely got to step up. And he has the talent to step up. It's just practicing against your people versus the real deal is definitely something different. So
Yeah.
we're gonna see how it comes out.
Yeah, for me, man, that doggone Stingley and Pittman matchup, man, I'm being like that's gonna be must see TV. And then what are y'all thoughts on Philip Dorsett? Because he's gonna be playing our slot. I think Philip
Who
Dorsett.
is that?
And Philip Dorsett is y'all got Paris Campbell, we got Philip Dorsett. I think they about the same, can't stay healthy. Got
Yeah.
out the wazoo, can burn us, can get downfield in a hurry and can make big plays down the field. But it's just about staying healthy and being available. Y'all got any thoughts? I gotta say who is he?
Man, we don't talk about Philip Dorsett. We drafted him and we let him go. We ain't say nah. Yo, cool. I just think it was unfortunate circumstances with him with us. So again, the talent is there. It's just if he can be on the field, you can't build your reputation if you over there in sweatpants and shit. So
Yeah.
he's very similar to Paris Campbell. So like, I mean, something gotta give with one of them. Hopefully it's Paris and not Dorsett, but he probably throw a little wrinkle into the game. I can see him getting off probably one or two catches if he just by surprise, but I ain't really phased by Yo, to be honest.
And the reason why I brought it up, go ahead, Celie.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I mean, he's another Miami guy. He's
Right.
another Miami Hurricane. So I was happy when we had drafted him, but I don't know. For me, it wasn't necessarily injuries with him. It was consistency. Like he just wasn't consistent. He had a lot of issues with catching passes, and that's why you've seen like later in his career, he's gone from team to team to team to team, just because the level of consistency has never been there with him. So hopefully that stays that way. Game one, he could do whatever he does between week 1 and week 18. But yeah, just hopefully game one we still see the same inconsistent Philip Dorsett that we normally see.
The reason why I brought it up, man, is because I feel like that's gonna be the pivotal or the key matchup or the key role is that slot receiver role. Because I think on both sides, you got your 1 and 2 and you got your corners that are pretty decent, because Petrie is probably gonna play that Kenny Moore role.
Yeah.
And so you got solid, players, and it's kind of like a wash when you go through those progressions. So, the slot receiver position is who's going to be the most effective out of the two. And I think whoever becomes the most effective kind of gives that offense, whoever side of the ball, Colts or Texans, the advantage. Because I think Texans are going to try to run the ball like crazy with Damian Pierce. And we already know JT, which is why I didn't bring up those two, because I already know those two are going to be, the impact players of the game, the key players of the game, Damian Pierce and Jonathan Taylor. Kind of at this point, kind of the key cogs of both offenses. especially with the Texans showing in the preseason, and we already know what the Colts what they about to do. They about to feed that man. They about to feed him the rock. That man about to go downhill all damn game. So, what are y'all other than those two? Obvious impact players. For the Colts, who do y'all want to see as far as like impact, or who do you guys think are going to be the impact players in this Week 1 game against the Texans?
I mean, I really want to see Naheem get more touches, more touches in the game. Definitely the spell back from JT, but we can split him out wide. He definitely is a good catch. He's good receiver. We'll see how Alec Pierce is. Real game situations. And yeah, and I just want to see, like I said earlier, our defense. I really want to see what our defense do, man. I think our defense is going to shape up to be one of the best in the league this year. Because we got not only is everybody consistent on our squad on defense, but it's like damn near a star on every level of our defense. And years back, I was a big Bob Sanders and Mike Dove fan. So I think that Nick Cross and Blackman could bring that back. Of course, we know about Freeney and Mathis, Cato June, Jarrell Freeman, all that. We bringing them back, bro. We let
Start saying them names.
Man.
I start reminiscing. I said, "Oh,
hey, listen, man. It's there, man, and I really think, and I'm praying that Naheem gets a bigger role overall this year to cut down some of JT's carries. Yes, JT is a workhorse, but that wear and tear is real, man. And Naheem can do it. Naheem can run the ball. He can get yards. He can make big plays, not only on offense but also on special teams too. So yeah, that's really what I'm looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to like how Matt Ryan's going to do. I'm expecting a good year for him, a big year for him actually. Because when he has big targets, he flourishes. He makes the Pro Bowl, MVP type seasons. So Pittman, Pierce, Woods, Mo Alley Cox, big receivers. Their catching radius is there. A lot of 50-50 balls, I think, this year, and I think we're gonna win them. Honestly.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with good guy on the Naheem Hines train. I am looking for him to get a lot more touches this year. Last year, we know Carson Wentz barely took checkdowns. So Naheem and like JT, they had some receiving yards, but it wasn't what it could have been. What we've seen from Matt Ryan the last few years, he loves to throw to his tight ends. He loves to throw to his running backs. And so when you have a running back who used to play receiver in college for like his first 2 years at NC State and then switched to running back, I think that's good for Matt Ryan. So I think Naheem, I think he's going to be a big key to this offense in Week 1 and just really throughout the rest of the season. I want to see how our pass rush looks. I think I don't necessarily have like one key player that I think is going to be that, that difference maker. I think it's just like a group of guys for me where I want to see what our secondary looks like since we added Stephon Gilmore and we have a whole new defensive system, as well as that pass rush to see if we haven't had a pass rush since Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis. So if we can at least replicate something towards that, I think that'll be good for us. So that's really what I'm looking for. I want to see what our trenches do on the defensive side. I want to see what our secondary does. I think those are keys for us. Like those are really big difference makers for us. If we have a secondary with a pass rush, I mean that's a formula for a really good defense, especially in the league that we're in now, which is mostly a passing league. And then we have to play the AFC West this year. So to be able to slow down Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Derek Carr with all the weapons he got now at receiver, and then Russell Wilson in Denver. So that's really what I'm looking at. That's what I really want for our team.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You just gave me like a slight headache thinking about the AFC West. That's just gonna be rough, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We're in the same boat, bro. It's gonna that when we had them stretch of games, boy. Who we, man?
It's gonna be rough from stretch of games, man.
Because we play them all early, if I'm not mistaken. We played Denver week 2, then we played the Chargers week 4, then we played Oakland right when we come back from the bye week 7. So we played 3 of those teams like right off the bat, meat of the beginning of the schedule. So I'm like, whew. So but Leo, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go with your key players for the Texans, and I got a player that we ain't talked about. This gonna be the biggest key of this whole damn game.
Okay.
Season for the Houston Texans.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, like it kind of just starts at fucking DeForest Buckner, bro, and just figuring out like how can we just deal with that big ass motherfucker in the middle of the damn defense, because I mean, all this running the ball shit can like go out the window pretty damn fast. Like if we could, and then I mean, in the passing, I mean, he had about 10 sacks last year, right? Was it somewhere? I mean, am I tripping?
I want to say it was something like around like eight sacks or something like that. Yeah.
So
if I remember correctly.
I mean, and then so like I think him and Yannick, when you have a guy like that on the inside and a speed rush on the outside, you know what I'm saying? It can be hell. So, I mean, just figuring out, between all of so to start off just simply, every single interior offensive lineman is a goddamn key player in this game. For us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as much, as we talk about goddamn Tunsil, I don't want to hear no motherfucker, talk to me about Titus Howard anymore. So, and I mean, he does well against speed. I mean, I think that, I mean, he shouldn't get fucked up. I mean, going off everybody's fucking scouting report, you shouldn't. This should be a favorable matchup for that. But for me, Buckner, like, I mean, how much, how can he wreck this game? And then, I mean, so every interior offensive lineman. And then I think, we talked a lot about Stingley and stuff. I think it's interesting because I think Stingley does better against bigger receivers, more physical receivers. You know what I mean? So I think this is either one of them should be like a favorable matchup for him. I mean, depending on like, obviously what, we're calling. But I think like, I mean, it just kind of comes down to me, like this game is going to just, I mean, I hate that I'm going to have to say some, just simple ass shit. It just comes down to like who's going to, like how many resources are we going to have to allocate towards, what I'm saying, like slowing down their run game. You know what I'm saying?
Lot.
If we're going to have to put like goddamn, if we're going to have to like, you know what I'm saying? If there's, you know what I mean? Like, so that. And
like
then,
if y'all got to stack the box, put in 9 or, 8 or 9.
or if it has to get ridiculous to stop the run, bro, then I mean, how can you win? It's like I always say in these Texan spaces, bro, like, everybody likes to believe that this game has changed, but at the end of the day, bro, like if you give any, decent quarterback, what I'm saying, 3rd and short, 3rd and 5, how can you win the game? Like, I mean, you can't take, how can you give you spend all this money in goddamn pass rush, but if you can't get it, what I'm saying, favorable positions to rush the passer, then it just doesn't fucking matter. So for me, like that, like, if, what I'm saying, like, if is there a way that, like, I understand we're going to have to put 8 people in the box, but I mean, can that work? And then, I mean, on the same thing, like with offense, like, I think that if we could just we were last in the league in rushing, I think, last year, last in the league in time of possession. Bro, I think our average drive was like literally like 1 minute, 1.5 minute. You know what I mean? So like, like, can we, keep our defense off the field and, give them some help and just play complimentary football? So, I mean, I think if we do that, I think we have a chance to win. You know what I mean? So to me, it's that, and it's just that. Can we give Mills a chance to convert third downs, and can we give our defense a break, and can we give ourselves a chance to win? For me, that's all it is.
Yeah. So you said that word, and I had to calm down. You said complimentary football. All I can think about is Bill O'Brien. Every interview, we got to go out there and play complimentary football. And so I'm like, I don't want to hear that term, but too much. But for me, the Texans' key impact players is the rookies: Jalen Petrie, Stingley, King Green. Is gonna be a very impact player. You know, the rookies just gonna have to show up and show out. That's the kind of theme of the Texans this year: show up and show out. They're gonna have to come out there and prove themselves to be worthy of those top picks. And the person that is unquestioned most toxic, controversial player in Texans Twitter is damn Davis Mills, and he is the to me he's the biggest impact player on any side, any team in this game. He's the biggest impact player because Davis Mills. If Davis Mills is the real deal, it's gonna be a hellified game, and it's gonna be toe to toe going back and forth. If Davis Mills is what Denny Green say he is who he thought he was, then we
let him off the
then we let him off the hook.
David, don't let these motherfuckers off the hook. David, don't let these motherfuckers.
A long day. But Davis Mills is the epitome of an impact player. He's the key player for the Texans. He's the key player for the Colts. He is the guy, and I think that's the key to the game, man. And regardless of what the hell Damian Pierce does, if he run for 100, catch, a few passes out the backfield, if he do his thing, it's still what the hell does Davis Mills do? Does Davis Mills, take advantage of Brandon Cooks down the field? Does he, get in the red zone and take advantage of Nico Collins with that 6'4", 6'5" frame, leaping ability? Can he take it, advantage of all these spots, especially with Shaq Leonard out? Can he take advantage, in the middle of that defense? Even though y'all got competent players, y'all got, some real damn good players back there, still they ain't Shaq Leonard. So, so it's just about what is he gonna do. And that I think, I know I said it on the spaces before, man. It's that lingering feeling, man, that last how many years y'all done lost week 1?
Man,
8 straight, I believe.
I think it's been 8 straight, and like over the past like 14 years or something, we're like 1-13.
Right.
In week
1-13, some shit like that.
Yeah.
But it all stops Sunday though.
Yeah, week 1, man, it's gonna be a hellified. Texans are historically good in week 1 at home. Colts are historically bad week 1. So it's gonna be like, okay, is this gonna continue the trends or is it gonna break? How is it gonna be? But I want to hear y'all prediction. I want y'all to go ahead and give a score prediction. We've been avoiding this the whole season on the podcast. About the preseason, we'll do these, previews of these games, but this is the real deal now. So we about to go ahead and nitty gritty. I want to hear y'all score predictions for the game.
Yeah. So I want to go based off last year, but I feel y'all have gotten better as a team. Right. So I can't really use last year's scores to be like, this is what's going to happen this time. I feel like y'all got
wasn't
better.
that much on their side though.
I feel like y'all got better. So, personally, I'm gonna say the Colts win 32-24. Now I will say this though, because of our week 1 history, I would not be surprised if y'all were able to pull the victory out.
Mhm.
But I'm rocking with my Colts this week, man. I'm not giving y'all that pleasure. I'm not giving y'all that pleasure at all. But yeah, I feel we pull it out. We win 32-24, but I think it's going to be a competitive game. I guess it's not really lopsided, but the distance between scores, I don't think is really going to be indicative on how the game went, because I think it's really going to be a competitive game for both teams.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put my glasses on for the future. You feel me? You feel me? My future glasses. You know what I mean? It's like, no, let me stop tripping. Honestly, y'all did get better. Hopefully this year y'all put up more of an effort than y'all did last year. I do think y'all will, but I don't see y'all beating us this year. Well, this week. Let me say this week. I'm not gonna say this year. This week. My score prediction. It's 27-10 Colts. I think on both sides of the ball we're better than y'all. And like I said earlier, that's where the game is won or lost. So heavy dose of JT. We going sprinkle a little Naheem in there. Get the boy Mike Pitt and Alec working. Our defense, Shaq not going to be there. It's definitely a huge hit, but I don't think it's going to be that detrimental. Again, because your offensive line is not that good. Damian Pierce, rookie, he going to still probably have some jitters and things like that. So I think it's going to be a hard fought game for y'all, but I don't see y'all pulling out. I think we gonna beat y'all, pretty smoothly.
And just so we can make sure that happens, I'm gonna call TY. And I'm gonna call Chris.
Oh yeah,
Ballard.
he definitely got to be in the building.
Since we playing in NRG, I need him to be on the team for at least week 1. At least week 1.
We need him on the
since we in NRG, I need him there for at least week 1.
We definitely need Eugene in the building.
What you got, Leo?
Man, I think it's gonna be like 27-17. I think Colts win. You know what I mean? I wanna say, and I mean I very well could just fucking be wrong, but I mean like I mean, when you're thinking about ways that you can win, I mean, it's just kind of tough, bro. I mean, I could see it happening, but I mean, just looking at it, it's kind of hard to say exactly like how the fuck is gonna happen. So, I don't think we're gonna get shut out. I think I like Davis Mills a lot. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna come out and play a very competent game. But I mean, it's hard for I'm not gonna say we're gonna go. I don't think we made that much of a difference. As far as like what we put around them. So I mean, shit, it's gonna take a lot of motherfuckers playing better than we think to like be able to exploit. I guess like exploit what their weaknesses are. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. 17, 24, 17, 27, like somewhere around there.
All right. So let me paint the picture. This game here is gonna come down to the nitty-gritty. It's gonna be a hard-fought game. It's gonna be a scrum game, kind of rugby style game, just running the ball like crazy, beating up on each other, the trenches beating up on each other. Jonathan Taylor gonna have his day. Damian Pierce gonna try to cement himself as trying to be the rookie of the year and running the ball, and it's just gonna be crazy, crazy, crazy. And lo and behold, it's gonna be a tie game in the fourth quarter. Tie game in the fourth quarter. Can't believe it. Never thought being like Marvin said, never would have made it. Never would have made it. Damian Pierce got us tie game in this fourth quarter, and we're going down the field, and Davis Mills has a renaissance, and he solidifies himself as the franchise quarterback week 1 and marches the Houston Texans down the field. for
All right, come on, man. Wake up.
field goal.
Let's tell the truth now.
Hold on. For a game-winning
It's
field
no
goal.
time for dreams.
For the game-winning field goal, and the Houston Texans win. They win 20-17, man. Ty gave 2017. I'm gonna be the homer. I'm gonna be the only one. Y'all beat me 3-1, but I'm about to say Houston Texans. I'm painted the picture. It's gonna be a slugfest, running the ball back and forth. Houston Texans take the dub 20-17 on the last second field goal from Kahimi Fairbairn, man.
Man, I can't be mad at you for taking your squad. I mean, even though you're gonna be wrong, I can't be mad at you for taking your squad, man. I can't be mad at
Hey,
it.
man.
Hey, I gotta have hope, man. Like Ray Gibson, I gotta have hope.
I'm pretty sure if not, y'all seen the movie School Days. Remember when Lawrence Fishburne was running across the joint? Wake up! Yeah, that's what I'm throwing at you right now, brother. You know what I mean? Wake up! But, you know what I mean? I definitely think, every division game is tough.
Yeah.
Even last year, I don't think last year's 2 games necessarily tell, the battles that we've had. Yes, we won more games against y'all than y'all did have against us, but a lot of those games were tough games. Last year was just, I don't know what was up with y'all, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I mean,
But-
shit, you had
David
David Culley and Tyrod
David
Taylor,
Culley.
and you got. I mean,
Hey,
shit.
listen, it was just a year to be bad for y'all, I guess. But I think this year y'all come back much improved. This week 1, I don't see it happening for you guys. But I do think y'all show flashes and y'all put a lot of people in the league on notice about certain people. Like you say, y'all rookies. I think y'all rookies are gonna have to step up because, it is what it is. Y'all team has underperformed in a good way. And I think you guys have the rookies and the young guys to kind of, start hyping that train up in Houston,
Mhm.
Yeah. And this is what we've all been waiting for. It's gonna be the barometer for the season. It's gonna kind of give everybody a outlook on how the season gonna go. How we perform and everything like that. How the Colts perform is gonna give outlook on y'all season too. So I'm excited. I'm glad football is back. Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. Football is back.
Man, I'm happy, man. And you know one thing I know with football being back, a lot of people gonna be upset because a lot of people had their teams going 13-4, 11-6, 12-5, like all this, and a lot of people gonna be upset when their teams only win 9 games. So, so yeah,
Hey.
I'm ready for it, man. Especially with Twitter and Twitter Spaces popping now, like yeah.
Oh Lord, Jesus Christ! The Twitter Spaces this Sunday are probably going to be crazy.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
Crazy.
Ridiculous, man.
And see, I really hope the Colts win because after the game, I do have my my Twitter space, and I can't have y'all coming in my space talking y'all shit, man. I can't have that.
Hey Chris, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll be jumping in the Houston, Texas joint every night, and I'll be like, "Yo, y'all ready to lose? Yo, I can't do it, bro. I'm gonna have to get a burner account this week or something. I can't do it, bro. As much I talk mad trash, but I also gave y'all respect, but I don't it's gonna be tough, bro. If we lose, I know I'm gonna have hella mentions. I'm gonna have hella DMs.
Listen, man, we're not
Hey,
only gonna
and
hear
you
from
know
the
what?
Texans fans, we're
And
gonna
you
hear
know
from
what?
everybody else.
And from everybody else, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna hear
Because of
from
the whole Matt
everybody.
Ryan acquisition, everybody gonna be on our head tops. So yeah,
Man, every space I get into, I hear one or two things. It's either y'all got that old ass quarterback or y'all lost to the Jags. And I'm like, yo, Matt Ryan really ain't that old, but he really is. And then the Jags lost last year. I keep on telling people, yeah, we lost to the Jags. But to be honest, and I want to know your opinion on it, Chris, I think the game before that was the game that really lost us the playoffs when we played the Raiders. that was the game. If we would beat the Raiders, the Jacksonville game wouldn't have mattered. It just so happened that the Jacksonville game mattered, and when we pretty much couldn't do anything that game. And that's another thing. I think we're gonna break the curses back to back, bro. Week 1, we're gonna get a win. And week 2, we're gonna go to Jacksonville. And but that's for next week. We focus on we focused on going into Houston and barbecuing their ass.
Yeah. Y'all got them fans, but if the Texans win, I already know we got some delusional fans. Man, it's gonna send them over the edge, bro. I'm gonna have to mute them in the space, bro. I ain't gonna be able to, I ain't gonna be able to take the aftershock,
Hey.
man. But
I'll block it all of y'all. Lindsay,
Oh yeah,
you,
definitely.
Leo, Black Texas. I'm blocking all of y'all, man.
Hey, whoever I was in the space with the other day was me and the dude kind of going back and forth about. I was telling him I don't really think Shaq gonna play, which held up to be true. Man, this man was talking about y'all ain't been nothing. Y'all been bad. Y'all, that's why y'all got Peyton. Man, I'm like, bro, I thought we was talking about, as far as the Texans and Colts, though. You talking about something in 95, 96, bro. Yeah, I know he gonna be one of the ones that if we lose, he gonna be, I'm gonna have to block him, or cuss him out, one of them.
No, you ain't gonna have to worry about him. He the opposite. If we lose, we gonna have to block him if we lose. See, he ridiculous, man. He ridiculous, man. But man, I want to go ahead and say, man, I thank y'all for joining this episode, giving y'all insights on the Indianapolis Colts, man, and kind of going through the positions, through the game, itself, and kind of breaking it down a little bit more, man. And I really appreciate y'all, man. One more time for CeeLo and Good Guy, man. I want y'all to go ahead and give y'all a sign off for the episode, man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey,
so,
man,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris. You good?
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you can follow me on Twitter at DropBallsPod. I talk my shit on Twitter. I troll. I troll, but I also give knowledge. I do a little bit of everything on Twitter, man. Follow me at DropBallsPod. Check out the podcast, Dropballs Podcast. You can find it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, all of those, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. Football season's back in full effect, so I'm back in full effect, especially with the podcasting. You can also catch me in a Twitter space near you, no matter what time of day it is. I'm always in the Twitter space. I do have my own Horseshoe Pride. We do it every Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern. And we do it post game after the Colts game. So we will have one this Sunday, win, lose, or draw. We will have one Sunday. If we lose, I might be a little bit late, but it will still go on. But yeah, that's where y'all can find me, man. That's where y'all can find me.
Hey, man, I'm on Twitter at It's the Good Guy J. I ain't as decorated as my man Chris over there, but I'm just starting getting my feet wet. But I recently just started writing for the Indy Intercept, which is a subset from StadiumRant.com. You can check out some of my writings there. And again, I'll be in Twitter spaces all day, every day. Might pop in, talk my shit and back out, or talk my shit and keep on talking my shit. But it's nothing but love coming from me. Honestly, fam. I want to thank you, AD, and Leo. It's great working with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say one more thing though before also we do have a space tomorrow, Sports After Dark, college game day recap.
Okay.
It's 11:30 Eastern, so we will be doing that tomorrow night as well.
Let's talk about that Alabama ass whooping on UT.
Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about that game. We definitely gonna talk about that. But I thank y'all for having us on, man. It's much appreciation, bro. Thank y'all.
Man, I appreciate you, man. So for all the people out there, I want y'all to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Follow these guys. Follow us. Man, this is your boy AD. We got Leo in the building. We signing off, and we see y'all next episode. Peace.
All right, y'all.
I'll let y'all.